दर्शन नादान दई जा, तुझ दर्शन नादान दई जा, तुझ दर्शन नादान दई जा।
Who doesn't like a story? Hi, hello, namaste, kencho. Storytelling is a practice as old as hills. Stories have enchanted grown-ups and children through ages. But don't you think the digital way of life is somewhere depriving this generation of the joys of the timeless means of communication called storytelling? If you just said a yes, worry not. मैं हूं ना. I shall share one short story each time I see you on this platform, followed by discussing the lessons we learned from that story. Whether you are at home listening to your mom or your dad or your grandparents telling you a nice interesting story, or you are at your college listening to your friend sharing his or her love story with a twist, or your professor sharing an inspiring anecdote from the history inside of the classroom. Stories have the power to captivate and engage us all and make us think. Every culture has its own tradition of storytelling. Even if the same story it is told twice, the way it is told will have its own nuances and cultural norms. A great storyteller can change the way people think and act. Haven't we all heard about Mahatma Gandhi or say Martin Luther King or Nelson Mandela? They use their voices and stories to inspire millions and millions of people to action and revolution. Hi everyone, my name is RJ Megha and I'm very glad to see you all on this platform. If you listen to me carefully, I promise I'll make sense and add some value to your life at the end of this video. So let me begin right away with a short story that has a very crucial message for all of us. This story is about a young professional who lives alone in a big city. He returns home at a fixed time every day and he buys fruits and vegetables. The shop he visits is run by an old lady who is at least 85 years old. The young man tells her, "Grandma, I think the fruits and vegetables that you sold me the other day were rotten. Will you please check them?" The old woman takes a bite from one of the fruits and finds them to be perfectly alright. She tells the man, "Son, I think these are fine to eat. You can safely consume them and take them home." The man reluctantly agrees. This incident repeats itself for several days. The man buys fruits from the old lady's shop and demands that she checks them for bitterness every day. Finally, fed up of the ordeal, the woman asks him, "Why do you do this every day?" The young man does not answer, but the narrator explains. The man kept insisting the old lady to take a bite or two of the fruits because she looked very frail. He noticed her working without breaks and decided that the best way to help her is to get her nutrition and for him to pretend that her fruits were rotten or bitter just so that she could check them. Once, a green seller who sat right next to the store of this old lady asked her, "Why do you keep entertaining this fellow?" The old woman replied, "Because I know that he cares about me and only comes here to ensure that I eat. He thinks that I am not aware of his act of kindness, but I am. Whenever he is not looking, I slip a portion of extra fruits or vegetables into his bag." This heartwarming story is the perfect reminder to know that small acts of kindness / humanity never go unnoticed. I hope you liked the story. Now coming to the take-home message from this little piece of tale. The thoughts and practices of great humanitarians have reached the hearts of many people across this planet. Let's remember Mother Teresa. She is an example of humanitarianism. We see that she had dedicated her entire life to serving the poor and needy from a country who she barely had any relationship with. She saw the people purely as fellow humans, a part of her fraternity. The great Indian poet Rabindranath Tagore, he expressed his strong beliefs on humanity and religion in his Nobel Prize-winning piece Gitanjali. He believed that to have contact with the divine, one has to worship humanity. To serve the needy was equivalent to serving the divine power. Humanity was his sole religion, the act of giving back to the society. Didn't we all realize that during the time of COVID, there were so many humans who sacrificed their own comfort to help one in need? When we say humanity, we can look at it from a lot of different perspectives. If you look back to the history, you will find many acts of cruelty by human beings. But at the same time, there are also numerous acts of humanity. As humans are progressing as human race into the future, sadly, the true essence of humanity is being corrupted slowly. And that is why this very episode with all of you. The world we live in today is divided by borders, but the reach we can have is limitless, thanks to the internet explosion. If you are enjoying this discussion, do not forget to share your feedback with me. Coming back to the topic, while understanding the importance of humanity, it is essential to remember that the acts of humanity must not have any kind of personal gain behind them, like fame, money, or power. Also, it's important to understand that humanity does not just limit to humans, but also caring for the environment and every living being on this earth. We must all come together to show true humanity and help out not just fellow humans, but also the animals and our environment to heal and prosper together. We must all indulge in acts of giving back and coming to help for those in need. All in all, humanity arises from selfless acts of compassion. As technology and capitalism are evolving at a faster rate in this era, we must also spread humanity wherever possible. When we start practicing humanity, we can tackle many big problems like global warming, or say pollution, or say extinctions of animals and much more. Remember friends, humanity is the essence of our existence, the only gesture that can bring a change. Humanity can be defined by qualities that make us humans different from other beings existing on this earth. Humanity is not just about love and compassion. It can also be about being creative and not being a robot or an alien. If we take a look onto our present situation, the world is standing on an edge of being diminished and fear of death is ruling in the mind of everyone. The only thing we are left with is to serve humanity that can bring a positive change in this negative situation. And hence, let all our humanness shine. Let's not hate any single creature on this earth that God has created, Mother Nature has given birth to. For an instance, when your loved one comes to you and she or he is in tears, you want to understand that why he or she is upset, and you also want to provide comfort by sharing his or her emotional experience and hopefully helping them to heal. Now imagine you are a student and your friend in your class has just failed a major test or an exam. Your friend is distraught and broken because he or she studied really hard and still failed. Even though you got good grades on this test, you remember what it is like to fail, and that is what being human is all about. And not just wearing the t-shirt that reads being human. That doesn't make you human, dude. Remember the golden rule. Compassion at its root is a desire to see others happy and a readiness to take action to help it happen. This is basically an expression of the golden rule. Do unto others as you would want others to do unto you. When we are able to put ourselves in other person's shoes, we can take a fresh look at a challenging situation. We can take a moment to recognize that we have one view on the situation, but things may probably look very different from another person's perspective. Another aspect of being a great human is a habit to show gratitude. Gratitude is a very powerful way to show that you appreciate someone. I think it's often overlooked. A simple thank you note or even a smile will go a long way. Show gratitude to anyone who demonstrates humanity. Try to show gratitude to not just your loved ones, but even to those whom you barely know. I mean, it could be your own mother, a friend, a neighbor, your professor, a teacher, a cobbler, a vegetable vendor, that delivery guy who delivers you and brings you favorite food items every day at your home. It could be your college canteen guy, that security guard or a rickshaw driver, anybody. It could be anyone and everyone around you who deserves a thank you note for being a good human being. The next important point we must discuss today is this powerful word called respect. Everyone should be treated with respect. In fact, in my personal experience, love comes after respect. If you respect someone, love is ought to follow. Yes or no? I hope you're enjoying the content. Do not forget to give a thumbs up on my social media if you're liking this content. After love, compassion, kindness, gratitude, respect, humility is another very important aspect of humanity. Humanity is equal to humility. It's about being self-aware and non-judgmental in relationships. Be it a personal or a professional relationship, any. It's that stage of egolessness. It's the acknowledgement that you don't have all the answers and always being open to learn more. Remember a golden rule. Every person is a lesson and I listen to every person I meet. In fact, to put it into practice, I've mentioned on my Instagram bio too that reads me as RJ Megha. It says, I am a perpetual learner, means a lifetime student, a humanitarian, as discussed about it in depth, and an egalitarian, meaning the one who believes in equality. Because humility also happens to be the surest sign of authenticity. So friends, hail the religion called humanitarianism for a lifetime. Now you might wonder that why am I reminding it so hard since last so many minutes? The reason being, as we grow older with time and added responsibilities and aspirations and financial influences, humanity is somewhere getting lost in the process. It isn't a priority anymore. Being human does not necessarily mean that an individual possesses humanity. If you want to know the quality of humanity in a person, take notice of what they do for people who give nothing back in return to the favor they offered. In fact, when you scroll through the pages of history, we come across lots of acts of cruelty being performed by humans. But at the same time, there are many acts of humanity that have been done by a few great people. Humanity is also a value that binds us all across the globe together, standing besides each other each time. When humans achieve something of importance, it is generally referred to as an achievement of the entire human race, right? Remember Mission Mangal or Chandrayaan, or for that instance our World Cup victories? But on the other hand, the world at present is facing several humanitarian crises. There are so many countries which are under war and needs urgent humanitarian assistance. It is disheartening to see that humanity as a value has become so rare in our lives. Human beings are slowly turning inhuman and at most haunting ways that we can see. There are many actions performed by humans themselves that have turned into nothing more than mere animals. It has ripped them from their very core, the very essence that is humanity. Human beings have become greedy for wealth and power, and therefore they go to worst possible extreme ways for fulfilling their selfish goals. We have started using each other to satisfy our needs, We have started treating anyone who is beyond our understanding with disrespect and hate. Humans treat fellow humans who are not well off with disregard and sometimes with disgust. We often don't have the humanity to treat someone with basic respect, if we find them not at par with our standards. We judge people by their appearances and, where is their stand in the society. Everything has become about getting something in return. We've become so selfish that we, tend to run away from any opportunity that might force us into helping someone selflessly. In this cruel world where we have started running away from the mere reason of our existence, that is humanity, we require humanity in true form, not the restricted form. The practice of humanity is very important for the continued existence of humans. The practice of humanity is very important and very crucial for the continued existence of me and you, continued existence of humans. The real existential crisis lies here, in a situation where the crucial most virtue of humanity is dying within each one of us. You ask for a simple help from your friend and you see, where is the humanity missing? War, poverty, crime, hunger, with all of the injustices that exist in today's world, it can be easy to lose faith in humanity. I understand. We may ask ourselves, why should we care if no one else does? Nothing ever seems to change or get better, so might as well accept the world as it is, Although it is important to acknowledge the existing injustices and view them as serious issues that need to be resolved, it is equally important for us to realize our own part in seeing those solutions become part of reality. Let me do one thing. Let me share with you few chosen beautiful quotes about humanity, and those may explain and hopefully inspire all of you the future of Mother India. Mahatma Gandhi once said, "You must not lose faith in humanity. Humanity is an ocean. If a few drops of ocean are dirty, the ocean doesn't become dirty." Martin Luther King Jr. on the subject of humanity once said that an individual has not started living until he can rise above the narrow confines of his individualistic concerns to the broader concerns of all humanity. Well, Nelson Mandela believed that to deny people their human rights is to challenge their very humanity. And here comes the best one, relevant in today's times, by Dalai Lama. He says, world belongs to humanity, not this leader, that king or that prince or that religious leader. World belongs to humanity. Acha, tell me, what are the basic beliefs of Jainism? Jainism is a religion of self-help. There are no gods or spiritual beings that will help human beings. The three guiding principles of Jainism, the three jewels are right belief, right knowledge, and right conduct. Isn't that what humanity is all about? If we go to see Pope John Paul II, he once said that when freedom does not have a purpose, when it does not wish to know anything about the rule of law engraved in the hearts of men and women, when it does not listen to the voice of conscience, it turns against humanity and society. While Leo Tolstoy was quoted saying that the sole meaning of life is to serve humanity. Hinduism assumes the existence of a spiritual soul in human beings, open to transcendence and called to attain spiritual union with the Absolute. Hinduism explicitly holds that human beings possess a capacity for moral behavior. It emphasizes moral values such as truthfulness, generosity, and disinterested action. According to Buddhist literature, it was said to believe that Siddhartha Gautam, that is Gautam Buddha, he would become a king if he stayed at home, or a great sage, and a savior of humanity if he left the home. Siddhartha's father did not want his son to become a sage and leave his home, because he wanted his son to become a king and follow his footsteps. But Siddhartha became restless with his life in luxury and he chose the latter. There might be millions of people across the globe today who follow Gautam Buddha and his teachings, as we all know. To the believers, Buddhism is more of philosophy and a humanistic way of life, which can be summed up as striving to lead a moral life, being aware of one's thoughts and actions and developing wisdom, compassion, and understanding. Islam also teaches that human beings are born in a state of purity, as well as with a natural moral sense that enables one to differentiate between what is good and what is not. And to end this, let me once again quote the father of the nation and his belief in humanity, M.K. Gandhi. He once said that the greatness of humanity is not in being human, but in being humane. So friends, that's all for today. Let us all collectively believe that understanding humanity in truest sense will make us whole again. It's time to realize that it is humanity that we need more than money and power. Let us not forget that humanity is paramount. No matter what religion, culture, what society, what country we belong to, but we always belong to human community. We face a world that is far different from our ancestors' world, but we have the potential to understand and solve the problems of today, many of which are man-made. Because humanity above all. Thank you.